Hey, Pearl, how are you today? Hey, and here's Minnie. Look at the pretty flowers I just planted. What? Oh, you're right. I almost forgot. Another day of soul care.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to SoulCARE. How are you today? This lovely July summer day, this Monday. Nice to be back with you. Looking forward to it. I just spent a week with my dog and Pearl and her sisters. She was here, so I was busy with them. I have some pictures to show you. Proud daddy. So it was the first time my daughter Pearl has seen this one sister named Emma and Rosie. And Rosie was a Australian Shepherd that I fell in love with 2 years ago. A friend of mine had this dog, and that's the reason I got Pearl, because I love this Rosie, and Rosie loved me. And the moment Rosie got out of the car, boy, she came right to my side, did not forget me, and Pearl was a little upset at the beginning, but got used to it. So let's see. Hi, Michelle. Oh, wow. Look, I just picked this up, Gloria Estefan. That just came out. Hi, Gloria. Let's see, where are we? Okay. Currently, there we go. They're all three doggies. That's Pearl. Down here. Yep. Like the garden. Yep. Look at that. So the two with Emma is a black and white one next with Rosie, and that's Pearl at the foreground here. There again. So it's been a week of shepherds. So a lot of energy. Daddy's tired. Another one. Oh, I just love that. So Pearl was very happy to see them gone, because Pearl didn't want to share herself after a while. So that's where I spent my week. Hope you had a great weekend, everybody, in the week. Yes. Hello from Canada. Hello, Bernadette. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Dark Crystal. Good to see you again. Hello, Anne. Mara DeFore. Mari, I wouldn't put publicly stuff like that. That's not this isn't the right place for appropriate place for it. So thank you, but appreciate your respect. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Connie. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Kim. And SW, yes. Hi from Quebec. Hi, Bonnie. I'm sitting here just opening up a very important package. This came to me. This is a drive that just came to me this weekend from an old friend of mine from 30 years ago. We met through my teacher, Brian Hurst, and we were invited to attend a physical mediumship seance with Leslie Flint. I've talked about him before. If some of you don't know who that is, there was one of the last great physical mediums where an actual voice box would appear in the air, and they use the substance called ectoplasm, and they would form that into a voice box, a larynx. And the spirit they describe like putting a catcher's mask on, and they'd speak through it with their thoughts, and it would come out vibrating like the sound of a physical voice that they used to have when they lived. And this was the seance that the spirit people told me there, that I would be writing a book one day, and I'm a sensitive, and they're working with me to help change the world, and that I'm a medium, and I'm helping many people. I'm going to cross water. I'm going to write many books, and they're helping me. So it's all here in this drive. A friend of mine, I ran into it, Fort Lauderdale. I was doing an event down there a couple of months ago, and she came up in line and said, James. I said, Ursula. And she still had a copy of that tape. So she put it in a hard drive for me. And it was great to see Ursula, and she's a lovely lady. And we spent a lovely time together, reminiscing about old times with the beginning of the mediumship, and really pretty incredible. So I can't wait to listen to that. It's been on there. So, hi, Julia, catching you on your lunch hour. Okay, very good. Thanks for sharing your lunch. Thanks, Anne. Good to see you again. Hi, Teresa from Essex, UK. I'll be in the UK in October doing an event. Just to know that. I just did my airline reservations. Hi, Laura Lee. Rochelle. Yes, an awesome memory, Lisa. It really is. It's an incredible memory, and it's just great. I can't wait to listen to it. After the show, I'll be listening to that and see what we get. And I was also just finished an interview in a podcast called Next Level Soul with Alex Ferrari, and it was pretty incredible interview. We did it an hour. It's supposed to be an hour. It was an hour and a half. It was so great. And we just jived really well together. And he's interviewed many different people, from celebrities in the TV and screen world to new age authors and everyone you can name. So we had such a connection. So that's going to be out in a month, called Next Level Soul. And it was just a wonderful interview because I didn't have to say anything you didn't understand. You understood everything I was talking about. So it was great. His questions were wonderful as well. Hi, Penny. Hi, Vivian. Good to see you again. Very good. Hi, Raven. Oh, Raven, Alex. Yeah, Alex, his channel is great. And also he's great. I really enjoyed him. We connected very strongly. He's a nice guy. He has over 10 million people on that podcast. So Next Level Soul. So we're going to, he's really happy to connect and really use my school. He wants to put that on there too, which is very nice to get people to open up, if you will. Thank you, Maria. Trying to deal with health unknown, moved to somewhere after 20 years, family issues, violent death of someone I know. Have a good day. Yep, Marla. Yep, Maria. Yes, Maria. It's a tough one. It's a growth period. Life. It's a tough one. My thoughts are with you. Bonnie Huff. Hi, Bonnie. We have made friends with a wild animal on our property. His name is Jimmy. He gives us a feather once in a while. That's great. I would love to send one to you if you would like one. If so, I will need a. Thank you, Bonnie. But I appreciate the thought, but I'm not receiving feathers at this time, because if you saw a drawer that I have, you'd know why. Thank you for the thought. I really appreciate it. And over the years, people have sent me everything from feathers to hair to, toenails. Let's see what else. Eyeglasses, shoes, wallets with nothing in it. Of course, photographs. I've gotten it all. So there we go. Teresa has, are you going to be with Tony Stockwell in the UK? Are tickets on your website? I won't be with Tony, who I love dearly, my good friend. I will be with Gordon Smith, and that is on my website. So we will be doing, Scotland is sold out. I think Switzerland is sold out, but I believe London is still open. Copley, I guess it is still available. Some seats are still available there. Yeah. Okay. So you definitely should see us together. The Happy Mediums tour, we're calling it. And we're doing a TV thing we're working on as well for the US. So yeah. Thank you, Mauricia. Mercelia, I love these lives. Always feels uplifting. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I'm a calming soul. Thank you. Some people wouldn't agree with that if you knew them. Okay. So that's that. And what else I want to share with you guys? So I'm doing, again, for the first time in a while, spirit messages again. So July 28th is my next demonstration right here on Zoom. So if you'd like to join us, feel free to register on my website, vanprog.com. And it's going to be, there it is, an evening of spirit messages, Wednesday the 26th at 4 p.m. And that's vanprog.com. You can sign up to register for a night of spirit messages. It's pretty great. I must say, it's so uplifting for everybody that's involved in it. Not only ones that get the message, but the people who are surrounding, who are sustaining the energy. It's really, really great. And when will the TV thing, something be known on? Not sure yet, Ann. Still waiting to hear back. It's a long hurry up and wait. So that's what TV is. And also want to thank a lot of people who have written about the new meditation course, the spiritual meditation course, how they love it already. So I want to thank everybody who's already sent emails to me saying how much they love it. And on Facebook, it's one of the best courses I think I've ever done. And I want to thank you, acknowledge your appreciation of it. I love that course. So thank you very much. And for those who haven't seen it, feel free to go on the school page and see that. Okay. Dark Crystal. Hi, James. You look great. Thanks. I know humans have soul contracts with each other. Do you think animals have soul contract with us too? I do. I so just talked with Alex about something similar to this. I do believe that we have a lot of, we set up our curriculum before we come back on this earth. And I think that applies to animal souls as well as human souls. I think the animals teach us quite a bit, and we learn so much from them. And we're there also to help them, teach them in some ways. I know that to be true. And, I think it's an honor to have the animals in our lives, those domestic animals and the other animals, but the domestic ones are very close to us, our soul self, our soul group, could be part of this whole group. Yeah, for sure. Vivian, are you and Kelly coming on again? Yes, tonight we'll be on both sides now tonight. And we're going to be talking about meditation because the course has done such an impact with people so far that tonight we're going to talk about meditation as the doorway of the soul. How do you practice it? That's tonight at 6:00 right here. And again, this is meditations course that I put out last week. It's already had an impact on a lot of people. So we're going to mention that. And I'll do a couple of meditations from the actual course itself, so you can see what that's like. And it's just great because when I talk to you like sitting in the stillness of your being, I actually put that into the course. That's a major part of this new course. So very happy. Okay. Lisa Marie says, do you have something like a bucket list for your life and what's on it? I think, Lisa, I've done everything I want to, although tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to go kayaking. So I haven't done that yet. So I'll be doing kayaking on Wednesday. So that's on my bucket list. And what else? I want to go to New Zealand, and that's it. Otherwise, I think I've pretty much done my bucket list. I mean, pretty much I can say I've traveled all over the world. There are great opportunities to travel and to meet people and to visit all over the world. Is there any place I'd like to go to? New Zealand is really only one left. I've been to Russia. I've been to China. I don't have a calling to China. I have no calling to go to India. It's an interesting. I've been through Europe. Where else would it be? South America. I've been all through South America. I've been through Australia. I'm no calling to go through Africa. Although I studied Africa for many years, I don't know no calling there. In the Middle East, I have no calling to go there. So there you go. Turkey. I was in Turkey for a while, and yeah. Thank you for a good question, though. Very good question. 6 p.m. California time, Kathy. That's correct for tonight's show. Raven is asking, James, how would you suggest an 11-year-old starts meditation? My daughter wants to, but she gets frustrated with herself. She wants to do what mom does. So really what you want to do, Raven, is you should take the course together and you and her do it together. That's number one thing. Mom and daughter share that. So she wants to do what mom does. That's number one. And number two, it's all about the breath. So with your daughter, just work on the breath and the inhalation of the breath. And you just talk the basics of the breath, what it means. Again, I talk about this in the course, but the basics of what the breath is, and then the breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe in, whether it's love or intention, and breathing out foreign energy, upset. Make it simple for her to understand it. Pretty wise girl, and build from there, and she'll enjoy it. And every time you breathe in, you feel lovely, you're filled up with love and joy. And yeah, it's good. Do it with her. I think it'd be the best thing. Here we go.
Every time you sit and practice, you'll discover something new, whether it's about yourself, the world we live in, and the choices that you make, or the people in your life. So be open to anything that happens and everything that happens. Through meditation and sitting in the stillness, you're going to have a new sense of awareness of who you truly are as a soul living on this earth. This is work of the heart. We're going to learn to live heart forward, and that's what this is about. It's not work. It's beauty. It's fun. It's amusement. It's love. It's feeding your soul. This is all about you. It's your own practice. This meditation process and this practice will change your life. You are no longer living in limitations and fear. You're able to express who you truly are. You will change not only yourself, but the world.
It's beautiful. Yay. So that's really great. Thanks, Renee, for putting that up there. You talk about my bucket list, and my bucket list is that people wake up, that people take time to be with themselves, that people honor themselves and love one another, and they don't get over on people. They realize that they're responsible for their thoughts, their actions, their words. Everything with social media, you got to be careful. People don't get the responsibility that it takes to do social media. The words you put out on a page in the computer or from your mouth to another, that has energy with it. It's attached with energy and the intention behind that. So let's really be responsible. So I guess on my bucket list, I'd love for people to wake up to that awareness that you got to be responsible for what you put out to the world. What is your intention behind it? What is your thought behind it? So that's my bucket list would be that I hope people get it and wake up a few more people, because most people are sleepwalkers, and Spirit often talks about sleepwalkers. So I just would hope most people get it. And I'd like to leave the world with that, that there's more, there's a possibility. And if you want to be happy, what you have to do is be with yourself, seek your own truth, your own love, and not judge others, because judge is fear. And don't judge yourself, and stop listening to other people for who you are. Just be yourself. I guess that makes sense. And that's what animals teach us, unconditional love, right? Just could be surrounded by unconditional love. Alexandra Ween, when do you feel stressed? When you feel stressed? When do you feel stressed? I would say that maybe the thing about me is I might make sure I get everything done in time because that's stress. That's last week was stressful with the dogs because there were 3 animals and they were hyper energy. That's really it. I used to stress differently. As you get older, things change and things are different, and I don't attach myself to much anything. I know that where I'm coming from and what that's about, so I'm able to sleep at night, and I'm happy for things that I've left in the world during the day. So I like that. So yeah. I don't do private readings, Lori. I don't. People on my website do. I have people on a resource page on my website, vampprog.com, and they do readings. They're excellent mediums. Kelly White, who I'm doing the show with tonight, excellent medium. Janelle Campbell from Australia is an excellent. All of them on there are great. Marilyn Wall is also great. So yeah, they're on my website. That's the best place to get a quality, a decent connection. Whether it's mediumship or psychic. Carolyn Mumolo is incredible on there. She throws cards. She's phenomenal. So check that out. Hi, Michelle. You absolutely helped me, as well as a mentor that worked under you. Irene Koob, yep, my soul thanks you. Thank you, Michelle. And you were open to changing and to opening and transforming and learning. So that's really most of it, is you being open to receive. So we can just fill that space if you're open to receive. So thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. Julie, absolutely. Thank you, James. So looking forward to your soul-centered meditation. Yep, that's great. That's fantastic. Here's one. Heather, New York, NY. Heather says, hi, James. Went to a dog park. Hi, James. Went to dog park when at graduation 322. Had special dog run to me like I knew him. Oh, sure. Del Mar Dog Park. I've never been to Del Mar Dog Park, but I'd like to go. It was just magical. I caught video of the sky changing and a woman's face forming in the sand. Oh, that's great, Heather. Isn't that lovely? So when you're open, all these magical things can happen all around us. Imagine if we just shut off sometimes, but if we open up, we can see the worlds around us and the magical around us. And a great place, an animal dog park, great place to magic happens. I know. I've never been to the Del Mar one, but I'll check it out. I've been to the beach, Doggy Beach, but I haven't been to Del Mar Dog Park. I'll definitely check that out. I love dog parks. Debbie. Hi, Debbie. You're such a blessing, James. Thank you. Thank you. I think I have a fear of stopping and opening up, so I don't let myself relax in meditation. Would you program help me with that? 100%. 100%, Debbie. And it gets you, because you're obviously in your head. And the idea behind the course is to get you from your head to your heart and get out of the head. So I have 2 courses about getting out of the head and limiting and fear. And it's, again, you can check out the course and see what you think about it before you even buy it. Just look at the modules in the course. But it's definitely that. It's getting you away from your head space into the heart space. It's getting away from fear into love. And fear, as I've said before, is a human emotion. It's not the spiritual emotion. Spirit is love. Fear is of the human. So it puts things in proper perspective and helps you to expand and grow in yourself, learning about who you are. And in doing that, then having a different perspective of the world around you. So that's what the course is all about. So definitely you should look into it, sweetheart. Okay, Debbie, thank you. Hi, Dawn. You are a legend. Thank you. When you live old enough, you get to be a legend. Yes. I've really enjoyed you for the past 20 plus years. Thank you. I love your message guide cards. Some really great messages in them. Thank you. I was going to do a reading today on that. Thanks for reminding me. Let me go get them. Hold on, kids. Thank you for reminding me. So funny. That's so funny. You I was thinking of doing that before I got on, and I forgot. So there it is. Messages from the guides. That's one of my decks I have. And this book comes with it. Now, we've heard recently that there are some people selling it. I think they're, what do you call them? Scammers, that they take the cards, they copy them, and they put them on. I think Amazon bought them, but they have no guidebook. So be careful. There are scammers out there. I hate to say it, but unfortunately, it's a world we're living in right now. So here we go. So I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to pick one card for everyone here. And this message from the guides. And that's the deck I want to use today. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay. Close your eyes and we'll see what happens. We have the spirit guides, loved ones, angels to come into my mind. And allow me to place my hand upon that which you want everyone here to know. 1, 2, 3. They said 1, 2. Okay. They gave me 2 cards to do. And they said, this is the one for now. And this next card will be next week or the week after. So this will be this week. This is patience is a virtue. Very true. Patience is a virtue. So there you go. And it's, that goes back to sitting in the stillness of your being. When you sit in that stillness, you're patient, things can happen and you can be more aware of the vision. Like, let's say you're sitting by a lakeside and you're patient and you just be aware of the top of the lake. You can be very, very aware that as you're being aware of the space, this lake just flowing right there, that there might be some birds that fly over, a light wind, someone's voice is over here. You become much more aware when you're patient. So when you start jumping into things, you can't hear carefully because you're so locked in. So patience is definitely a virtue. I want to read you what the description is from the book. And each card has I wrote up a little thing for each card, a little description. So patience is a virtue. Okay. Ta-da. Allowing yourself to experience life as it ebbs and flows without having any connection to its timing is indeed a gift. Remember, time is an illusion and you are eternal. The clock ticks in this physical dimension, but it is just a device we use for measuring. Very true. Your higher self has always been and always will be. It's the material bodies that come and go. As you contemplate this card, the guides want to remind you to slow down and enjoy your journey. If you race through it, you will miss the pearls on the path. So slow down, soul traveler. There are no rewards for finishing first. Let me repeat that. There are no rewards for finishing first. The rewards are the experiences that you're passing by. Be present and acknowledge the wonders of this dimension. Free yourself from expectations and let your path unfold. You only have power in the present moment. If you waste it by pondering what is to come, you've lost that moment's power. It never comes again. Let me repeat that, shall I? If you waste the moment by pondering what is to come, you've lost that moment's power. It never comes again. It's interesting. Very, very true. So as the Buddha is saying, which I say all the time, you can't push the river. You can't push the river. Just let it flow. So it's really, really true. My friend Chip was here with the doggies, and out of a clear blue, he said, just for the heck of it, he said, people aren't alive if they're not in the moment. I said, oh, I like that. Can I use it? He goes, yeah, it just came to me. I said, yeah, it's true. People are not alive. They're not in the moment. It's very true. So this is today's card. Now, this next card they wanted me to bring out for next week or the week after. They said in the future, very close future is what they gave it to me. This is never judge another. Never judge another. Just talked about that. Let's see what it says. These are pearls for sure. Never judge another. Okay. Your higher self is just objectively experiencing. Oh, I love that. It just is, right? It does not come from a place of judgment. From its perspective, nothing is good, bad, right, or wrong. It just is. So there's no labels, no attachment to it. In this physical dimension, however, your awareness or consciousness is filtered through the human experience or ego. It is the ego that judges because it is fragile and insecure. It is usually happiest when it feels better than. Judgment is fear-based. It separates you from others when your goal is to acknowledge your sameness. That's really what it's about. So, and as I said, judgment is fear-based because I judge because I want to feel better than. I'm more in control of. So I put someone else down, I'll feel more in control. So it's an illusion. Your fellow souls have chosen this earth plane at the same time. We just have unique personal blueprints that we're following. It's not your job to judge anyone else's path. They are just learning different lessons than you are. Everyone has chosen a life circumstance and a human form to inhabit that will enable them to learn the lessons chosen by their higher self and guides. To judge their decision-making is fool's play. It is the ego that needs that sense of separation in order to survive. If this card appears in your spread, the guides want you to keep a watchful eye on your ego. Instead of sending someone negative energy of judgment, bless them on their way. Instead of disdain, wish them Godspeed on their particular journey. So there you go, kids. Good one. Thank you for reminding me of that. That's good. Lisa Marie says, in neuroscience, they say that happiest people have a purpose that's more than themselves, and that unhappy people are focusing a lot on their own story in life, which is normal, but not very helpful. It's very true, Lisa. I think when there's a goal of happiness or a perspective of helping, that also comes with connection, being connected with everybody, and feeling that sense of joy for everyone. I think it's a big difference. I think it changes the matter in the brain, but the actual brain substance, it changes the cortex. It does. It's great. More pliable, if you will. Oh, Laura. Hi, Laura. Pretty Laura. James, I noticed that getting involved in politics really upsets me. Yes. Do you ever get active in politics, political activities, or do you leave those things alone? Thank you for all you do. I'm a human, I have a human experience, and there are certain things in politics that bother me. Like, for instance, I'll tell you right now. You ask, I'll tell. I never understood the separation of church and state with religion. Yeah, I mean, people don't talk about that, but it's an important foundation that this country was built on, separation of church and state. And when you don't have separation of church and state, you see what happens in the world. You see what happens on this planet. I mean, in this United States, that when religion gets involved and you make it into political spheres, the two don't match. So the religious right, or I used to work with Norman Lear, and we worked in a company called People for the American Way. And it really was, at that time, Jerry Falwell and the religious right. We're trying to hold back from being political connections there. And, right now there's an agenda, and it's sad because there's a whole political right, which is all about conservative, but anti-abortion, right? Anti-abortion, Roe versus Wade. I just think that's the wrong thing to do because it takes away a woman's right. And who would they to do that? But they're against abortion, but then it's okay to kill. And you can't kill a fetus, but an 8-year-old boy, you can shoot him down with an automatic weapon. Some automatic weapons are okay. So I don't understand that at all. It does not make sense. So I think the mixture of that, of church and state, it doesn't work. And that's very hurtful because it hurts people's lives and takes away people's rights. So, and religion has its place, keep it in its place. Don't spread it out to everyone else. Everyone's right to be who they are and do what they do. And who is it to say you're not supposed to do that and do this? I mean, a woman's body is her body. I think no one has a right to tell her how to use her body, really. Anyway, that's my political thing there. It gets me upset. I understand we're learning, but it feels like we're going 2 steps back and then 1 step ahead, 2 steps back, because I think the intention is wrong. I think people's intention in politics is power and greed. And I'm not for special interest groups and all that sort of thing. I don't like that. It's not right. So I do my little bit. We all do our little bit to bring a little light more into the world, and hopefully all lights come together and make one brilliant light so people can be illuminated. The darkness can be illuminated. Yeah. I talked about that in the podcast this morning, how, we all have a right to be all diamonds and light, and every life experience creates another facet of the diamond for another degree of our light to shine. And so there we are. Kelly Hill O'Donnell. 2 weeks ago, I felt so blessed. One day, a butterfly landed on me. Very good. I spoke to. I then it flew away. Then 2 days in a row, a deer came out of nowhere in the street and stopped and looked at me while I was taking a walk in my suburban neighborhood. And lastly, I had a fox come into my yard all in 1 week. That's great, Kelly. That's really incredible. And you should get a journal and write down messages when you see the animals. I'm going to be doing my animal course coming up. I'll let you know when that's happening, but work on that right now to get the speakers for the course. So that's a good course for you, but you're very in tune to the animals, obviously. I think that's great. Heather, if you don't have these cards, I highly recommend them. I absolutely love them. Brought them as soon as they came out. Use them all the time. So aren't they great? Yeah. And sometimes you can work and you'll pull out the same card in 1 week. It's just like several times a week. It's true. Very good. And I have a bunch of the cards. So talking to heaven cards also, and power of love cards are really good as well. Stephanie, hi, Stephanie. How do we know when we receive signs, and how do we know that we aren't just making things up or having wishful thinking? Well, that's because when you know you're actually receiving signs, when you're coming from the heart and you don't judge it. So it's sitting in that quiet. Again, this is that meditation course, sitting in the quiet of your being and being able to sense and feel the authenticity, the genuineness of that information. And if you're overthinking and critical, it's going to be the critical mind. So discernment is really important. And when you sit in that quiet, in the stillness of your being, you learn to discern the sensitivity of the sign, if you will, of the experience of either something genuine or something your head is creating. There's a very subtle difference, and you become very aware of it the more you sit in the quiet. The best way to answer that. Okay. Okay. Lisa Gavitt says, my daughter just had a miscarriage at 12 weeks. Is the little soul with my parents in heaven? Yes, there's no death. So that little soul, as you refer to that little soul, probably a big soul, would be that the experience that probably agreed upon between your daughter and that soul and the soul group, that she would have to go through that experience to learn something with that soul as well. And sometimes when that happens, miscarriages, it's God's way, nature's way of creating, cleaning out that space for later on for another soul to come through to make it stronger in some ways. I've experienced that for many, many years. A lot of clients with miscarriages, that's really creating a space for the future soul to develop. It had to go through this part of creation in order for it to keep on developing. So it develops. We're developing each day. We change. Things slough off and pass and come in and go out. It's ebb and flow, but that's all part of it. But yeah, if you're going to personalize that soul, yeah, that would be that. But God, there are so many souls around us all the time. Nana Flower Power. Hey, Nana Flower Power. I bought the cards for myself. My aunt loved them, so I gave them her. They're so good. Very good. I do that all the time. I have books. I just give books out to people I'm walking in the street with and talk about something. Here's a book. And they, what? I say, here's a book. Yeah. Diane. Hi, James. I want to thank you for all you do and for having another Evening of Spirit this month on Zoom. Looking for. Thank you, Diane. I love the Evening of Spirit messages because it helps everybody. There it is right there. And if you've never experienced a demonstration on Zoom with myself in the spirit world, feel free to. It's a pretty incredible experience and changes your life. Many people have written back and said, wow, it's really changed my life. So thank you. Yes, Susan, I love talking to Heaven cards. Thank you. I love them too. I'm going to be doing a lot of Instagram card reading coming up. So if you're not on my Instagram page, feel free to connect with that. Yes. Thank you, Christy. Christy's saying, thank you for all you do. I was just listening to one of your books on spirit guides. Thank you. I actually recorded that book. I went down to Kearny Mesa, which is in San Diego. It's South San Diego. And I sat for a studio 4 days in a row and read that spirit guide book. And I cried halfway through it because I wrote that book several years before. And I forgot there were certain things in that book which I'd forgotten I'd written. Because, when you're writing it, this headspace and this just consciousness of just you're in it. So you don't remember it. And I had to say to the engineer, please come stop, because I had to get myself. Some emotional experiences there, whether past relationships and my animals and childhood things came up in that book about me as a child and the guides and teachers when I were then. So that was a really emotional experience. And I think a lot of it is portrayed in that recording of the book. I haven't heard the recording since I made it. I don't like to necessarily hear myself again. I don't like to see myself either. I don't like to see myself on television. If I've done something once, then I've done it, but I don't like to record it, look at it again. Although I will say that this last promo for the commercial or promotion for the meditation course, I love watching that because it's so cool. It's so great. And it's so impactful and so powerful. And there were so many people that came together to create that I like to see that. And I like to see me with the animals, but I don't like to see me on TV. Okay. Sean Hyman Becker says, hello, James. I have several of your books, and I have learned so much from each one of them. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this with the world. Yes, if you don't mind and have a moment, can you give me a little direction in my relationship with my fiance? So, Sean, I just think you got to be careful, sweetheart, not to do it all. You can't pick up the pieces. You can't live your fiance's life. You got to be yourself. Stop trying to fill in the gaps. And because you won't be happy if you do that. You got to let your fiance be fiance, and you got to do your life. You got to do your life, and that person's got to do their life. I hope that makes sense to you. And if you have any doubt, you got to look into yourself and just don't pressure yourself. You don't say, I got to get married right away. You don't need to. If you need some time just to live together or have mature that relationship a little bit further, then do that. Do that. It saves you from years later of like, oops, I've been there. And so whatever feels right to you resonates with you, but I don't want you to feel pressured. We should never feel pressure. Okay. Hi, Christy. Lovely, lovely face you have. Beautiful. Yes, I'm taking the course next. I'm taking your intro class now in Mastering Meditation. I love it. Thank you, sweetheart. That's good. And I'm coming out with a couple other things later in the month, other things. I'm thinking about doing the writer's course, and that would be in October, November. And I'm thinking about Awaken the Writer Within. It was a course I've done 2 years ago, and people have wanted it again. It's my favorite courses because I can sit and work with you when writing a book. And several have been published. I've had about 10 publishing contracts. People have been published. So it's great. So that's going to come later in the year. You guys like that idea of Awaken the Writer Within? Let me know. Yes. Thank you. Love the scenery. Thank you, Marcel. I love the scenery of the gardens. Yes. I put those gardens together. That was yes. Alexandra, today I had remembered the mantra KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Isn't that great? It's a good one. I used that today in my podcast interview because it's true of the world. You know, humans like to make the simple complex. They get caught up in the complexity of the simplicity. So all life is about keep it simple. So I did that, of course, once. Keep it simple, stupid. And someone got upset, called them stupid. It's like, oh, God, you're missing the point. So Sue, do you believe reincarnation? I do believe in reincarnation. I certainly do. I do believe that we come back in lifetimes. But also in today's podcast with Alex, we're talking about how, you know, in the physical three-dimensional, there's past, present, future, but really it's all happening at the same time. Quantum physics, the past, the present, future, all one. So what we do in this moment now affects the past and the future. It's just something to think about. Okay. Martine, condolences. Lost two. Yes, unborn souls are in heaven. Had mine after 3 weeks of my first pregnancy of my angel baby girl. Their souls know how we loved. Yep, them. Had my NG a few hours after birth. Okay. Take care of all concerned is best. Caring way. Yep. And to her, want to share advice. Take beneficial, lot of extra self-healing care. Good advice, Martine. Thank you for a longer while to express her emotions. To heal, honor her unborn one is a unique way. Fabulous. Perfect, Martine. I agree. Thank you for sharing that wisdom with us. Perfect. Keep it simple, silly. Yeah, I could say that, Lisa. Keep it simple, yes. Twin flames, I don't know enough about. I wish I did, but I don't know enough to comment on it. So, you know, I don't know everything. I don't feel comfortable commenting on something I don't know enough about. That's just who I am. So, but yeah, twin flames. You know, it's like soulmates. There's not just one. There's many soulmates we've had many lifetimes with. Janice Freeman says, Janice, I think it is. How do you connect to people so quickly without ever meeting them? Isn't that a reading or psychic connection? Curious. Oh, it's easy. Like say that. Because I don't get the ego's not in the way. It's just like when I just did that for that girl there. It was just energetically feeling the energy, sensing the energy. You could say psychic, intuitive, but it's just reading energy is what that is about. That's you know, every medium is psychic. Not every psychic is a medium. So I'm able to read energy very clearly. I can sense energy when someone, as soon as one walks in the room, as soon as I see someone, I see their energy. So it's like I see the colors right away. I see the expansiveness of the colors or the limitations of the colors. I see how it affects the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the physical body. I see all of it at the same time. It's all happening at once. So it's like it's like looking at a kaleidoscope, but I see it all. And because I've been doing this so many years, I'm able to interpret those signs, those visions, those colors, and the emphasis of the colors and where they're located. So it's all energy. And it'd be really interesting to see from a clairvoyant point of view, how people hold on to other people's energy in certain places, or an emotional upset. You know, you see how it colors the heart, it stains the heart. So I can see that. I teach all that in the Psychic Tools course, in my school. I teach all that. So yeah, it's not hard. It's easy. It's natural. We can all do it. We just get out of our own way, right? And come from a soul point of view. Thanks, Janice. Good insight. Christy Dixon. Okay, this is someone else. B. Thank you, James. Love your books and White Eagle books. Aren't they great? You're correct when these books explain so much of questions I'm always asking. Yeah, the White Eagle books are great. The Quiet Mind. Let me get a copy. Hold on. I put a lot of the Quiet Mind in the meditation course because I felt the vibration was perfect for that course, the Quiet Mind by White Eagle. And that's from White Eagle as a guide of Grace Cook, who was a medium from England in the 30s. So I'm going to open up to any page, and this is the one I open up to. Hand in hand with God. Whatever your occupation, while in your physical body, remember it is a form of service. However humble or even humdrum your work may be to you, it is your special appointment, and through your work on earth, you can make your contribution to the happiness of all. Work hand in hand with God and be thankful every opportunity to serve which is laid before you. That's the vibration of White Eagle. It's very good stuff. Nancy Muller, thank you. You're amazing. I love listening to you. Thank you for all you do. Tomorrow is my 65th birthday. Yeah. Any message from me in spirit? Nancy, I'm not open right now to spirit, unfortunately, but I know that you'll feel them around you for sure. But happy birthday. Happy 65th. So you're born in 1958 like I am, which is great. Very good. Oh, good. You're coming to Scotland. Mary McGinty is coming to see you in Scotland. Yay. Fantastic. Thank you, Pam. Absolutely love your laugh. So lighthearted. Happy birthday, Nancy. So tonight on tonight's show, Both Sides Now and Beyond, at 6:00 Pacific time, right here on Zoom. You can go to my website and look it up too. It's about meditation. I'm going to do a couple of meditations from my course, and how it's the doorway to the soul. And of course, well, how do you practice that? So that's tonight on Both Sides Now. And until then, I send you my love. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you later.